Hello, everybody. I'm Tim.
And I'm Greg, and welcome to.
Reality Duo.
I know it's been a while since we've been doing this actually face to face.
It's been a long time. Um, a lot of things have changed, unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. Unfortunately, prices have skyrocketed. Cars, parts, anything you can really think of that touches the economy has been skyrocketed, and people are more and more angry every day. More people are becoming homeless. More people are using drugs. It seems like, well, some parts of this country get better. Most parts seem to just get shittier, unfortunately. And there's nothing the common man can do. All we can do is just hope the prices can come down and make the right vote depending on who you want to vote for. I'm not going to advocate for a pick because that's personal and that's really none of my business who you vote for, but let's hope either party can make a difference. But it seems they just want to fight each other instead of just making this country better. I'm tired of the division. I'm tired of us letting illegal immigrants and us giving them everything. Well, modern day Americans are struggling. This country is past its glory and past its prime. It did do great things in the past. It did have a lot of achievements, but we've also done a lot of shitty things, and we're just becoming a third world country. Our cities are falling apart. Our infrastructures need to be repaired. Our education system needs to be repaired. It seems like everything's just, like I said earlier, becoming worse. And a lot of the time, I don't even want to live in this country. There is no safety net. There is no health insurance. There's nothing. It's very easy to get in debt, and there's nothing you can really do about it. I just don't really like this country anymore. And I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, why don't you move?" I don't know, maybe because it's fucking hard to move from a country and you need a lot of money, something that's hard to become in this country. I'm not saying people can't. It's just a lot of those good jobs, you seem to have to somebody, and it seems like a lot of them are either filled or they're not around anymore. It's just a lot of these sites are basic jobs, gas station, construction. This country just makes you tired, honestly. And how they treat the poor and homeless is extremely terrible. They treat them like parasites. I feel like a lot of people in this country don't have empathy and they would kill the homeless and poor if they could, even though most of them are too stupid to know that they're one paycheck away from being poor themselves. I just can't stand the arrogance and entitlement this country has. They don't recognize you. They don't recognize the blessings they have, and they're not smart enough to see that all the politicians do is just talk and divide. They don't actually do any helping. They don't care. And I'm so fucking tired of America's ignorance. We shouldn't be overseas when we don't even help our own fucking country, but yet we're the world police and we run NATO, and we shouldn't even be in NATO. We should just focus on our own fucking country. But we have to help every other country before our own. We will kick cancerous people out of the hospital and let them die with debt rather than help them. We will kick people out with broken legs, but we will give illegal immigrants houses. At least in California, that's what they're trying to do. We'll let them stay in hotels for free, but you have veterans on the street homeless, and you spit and call them parasites. I just fell out of love with this country. I used to love it back in the day, I really did, but the last 8 years have just shown me what a fucking shithole this country is, and it's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. And you can tell me to leave the country. I wish I could. I'd go to Japan or some other country that at least has a healthcare system that at least has more advances than America does. Because it's all about the dollar, but in other countries, they actually care about their citizens. This country was a good try. I'll give it that. It was a good try. We became the richest and most powerful country on earth. Yet we're hit by the third world country. We don't want to give people health care. We don't want people to have rights. We want to take them away. We don't want people to have self-defense. But we want to let millions of immigrants in the air. We want to give them free health care, free housing, free cell phones. We want to give them money for groceries. I'm, I'm just tired of this country. I don't hate this country, but it's close to that. I just fucking dislike this country. Nothing they do makes sense. I'm tired of seeing cops get away with murder. I'm just tired of a lot of things. I'm tired of the justice system basically destroying poor if you don't afford an attorney, just let you stay in prison. And you have a public defender who's probably overworked and won't get you the best case. If you have kids and you can't fight it in court, guess what? Nothing is fair in this country. And even if you work hard all your life, most of my generation won't be able to retire because there won't be social security and there won't be the net the boomers had by the time I am in my 60s. The boomers have destroyed this country, and somehow people in their 80s still run this fucking country, and nobody sees a problem with that. You hear a lot of feminists and a lot of left leaning people hating on whites and saying they shouldn't run this country. Well, those same people you hate, you still fucking vote for. I just do not understand. And if you hate liberal policies, which a lot of people do, they will move to a different state that's red and they will still vote for blue. I don't understand this country. We're not one or all. We're not winning. We're losing. We lost in Iraq. We lost in Vietnam. We lost in Korea. Every war we have started, illegally started, we have lost. The last war we should have been in and actually won was World War II. The last time our veterans were actually used correctly. Because I don't want to blame the soldiers. It's all propaganda, and they are being used as terrorists in different countries that we should not. We had no business in Libya. We had no business in Yemen. We had no business in Afghanistan. We had no business in Iraq. We killed so many of their people, and we were the terrorists. They had nothing to do with 9/11. Iraq didn't have weapons of mass destruction. Dick Cheney, George Bush were war criminals and deserved to be hung at the stake like the pieces of shit they are. Barack Obama had no business dropping bombs and continuing the war. He was a war criminal, and he should be put in prison too. But they're not. They're walking around freely, smiling, and people act like they're good old grandpas, even though they're evil as fuck. And it's not just because they were president at war, it's because they started those wars unjustly. That's why they're fucking evil. So the 8,000 dead left in Iraq and the 5,000 dead left in Afghanistan belongs to those two fucks because they got rich from it, especially Dick Cheney, the same dude who shot a hunting partner in the face and wasn't charged for it. You have the same people that have been in politics since the 60s and 70s still in office, haven't done nothing but this country or for the country, and yet they want to tell me how to live and how to vote. This country is a shithole, and I can't respect this country. So many people die in debt because of medical reasons. You could be in the hospital for 18 days, and it could probably cost you 100,000. It's what it costs somebody that I knew just for being in the hospital for 18 days, trying to survive, trying to live. 100K. poor, people are going to become more homeless, they're going to become stupider. And people eat that propaganda out there like America's number one. We are the best. It's like, no. The only thing we're number one in is defense, budget spending for the military, and having the most people in prison, and having the most abortions. Nothing to be proud of. We could spend those billions that you give to Ukraine. We could fix city infrastructures. We could get gang members off the street. We could fix broken neighborhoods, broken homes. We could get homeless people off the street, but no, you don't want to do that. You're like, fuck those. It's not my problem. That's the American problem. Oh, if it doesn't affect me, it's not my fucking problem. And then when it affects you, then you want to cry and then you want to bitch and then when you want to complain. But you were making fun of those people that did it before you. That's how a lot of Americans are. And I'm not going to act like I'm some exception because I've been that ignorant before, but I learned and I still learn. You know, I try to see what minorities go through. Legal citizens, legal minorities. I try to see what they go through. I try to see it from their eyes. Because I don't know what it's like to be black. I don't know what it's like to be a girl. I don't know what it's like to be Mexican. I don't know what it's like to be anything but a straight white man. Keep voting blue, keep voting red. I really don't give a fuck. I don't want to vote because it doesn't seem to matter. They both talk empty. I just, I wish I could escape. I wish I could go to Denmark, Finland, New Zealand, places where they have healthcare, places that are ranked very high on the world happiness meter, where they have actual freedoms, actual rights. You know, they always say we're the home of the brave, home of the free, but we're not. They restrict our rights. They walk all over the Constitution. They act like a mini dictatorship. And nobody does a fucking thing. They'll talk about it, but nobody ever does a fucking thing. This country's not going to change, and it's only going to get worse. It doesn't matter who you elect. You could elect Trump, and even if he fulfills every promise that he said by cleaning up the swamp, it won't change anything because as soon as he's replaced, it'll just go back to the way it was or worse. Because he's not very popular, a lot of people dislike him, and even if he fixed all the country's problems and made it popular and good like it was in 2019, lowest unemployment for blacks and Latinos, a lot of things were being fucked up. Before COVID, this country was great. Gas was cheap, food was cheap. I kept a lot more of my money, and now I'm losing a lot more money in taxes every fucking year. That could be because I live in New York, but it's a Democratic shithole, so my point on the Democrats stick. But Republicans aren't innocent either. I don't get their religious reverence. I really don't. I'm not religious. It just, the fact that you would make a 12-year-old girl go through pregnancy because you believe abortion is evil, that's fucking evil. I don't like abortion, but there are circumstances where it should be allowed. It's just going downhill. This election's going to be messy. They want to elect Kamala because she's colored. She claims a different identity every few years. I don't fucking know which Indian, black, does it matter? No. They only want to elect her because she's colored and she's a girl. It doesn't matter that she put a lot of innocent black men away. It doesn't matter that she was a bad DA. It doesn't matter that she sucked her boss's dick to get where she is. All that matters is affirmative action, which means if you are the right color and the right gender, you will get it before a qualified candidate. That's what the fuck that means. There's more scholarships for minorities than there are for white people, white men specifically, because women have more college education and they have more opportunities than white men. More and more people we would rather pay high taxes and get nothing done instead of paying high taxes so everyone can have insurance, so everybody can have a little taste of the pie. But no, Americans are like, well, I worked super hard for what I have. Everybody else can fuck off. That's how the American attitude is. It's why we'll never advance as a nation because we are greedy and we're capitalistic. That's what capitalism is. It's greediness. It's ugliness. It's just a terrible system. Maybe it's not communist dictatorship bad, but it's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty funny. Socialistic countries that I mentioned earlier, smaller nations, they live pretty happily. They have better prison systems than they do, than we do, because they actually believe in rehabilitation. They don't just lock someone up for years, where it's actually controlled by gangs and they become worse instead of better. They actually believe in rehabilitating the person instead of sending someone to prison for life because they were a cokehead. You actually want them to learn from their mistakes and be better for society. But here, you are judged forever by what you have done, and it doesn't even have to be murder. It could be something as simple as being a thief or being born being born black, pretty much. Being a former gang member. I'm not saying all of them change, but when someone changes, they should be able to get a good job, depending on what they did. Of course, if you're a pedophile or a murderer, you can go fuck yourself. But if it wasn't non-violent, even they're still judged harshly. But it won't change. It won't change. Jobs are harder to come by. Everything's becoming just more expensive. It makes you tired. And sometimes doesn't make you want to live because when you're an old man, this country's going to be even more fucked. You know they won't change the politics. You know they will never allow a third party system. You know they'll never ban all guns. You know they'll never change the crime rate. If they really wanted to change this country, they could. They could do term limits for senators and House of Representative members and for the justices. They did it for the president. They could do it for everybody else. I think you should only be allowed to be a senator for 12 years, so 2 terms. And I think you could only be a House of Representative member. Their terms are every 2 years. I think they should only be allowed to do 6. Nobody should be in politics for fucking life or 40 years. If the president can only be in for 8 years, Joe Biden was talking about limiting a justice to 15 years. Why the fuck can't you do it for the other two? Because you would fuck up the system. You can't bring in new people that would actually have good ideas or actually want to fix the nation. You keep the same old bastards in. I actually respect Obama. Not everybody liked him, but he at least tried to get health care for Americans. He at least tried to limit the capacity of the type of guns you could have. Nobody should have a military gun. I don't think anyone should have even an AR. I think hunting rifles, pistols, and long guns are fine. The basic shit, not this militaristic shit that the NRA pushes. I think we should get rid of the NRA. They're evil. And yeah, Obama is a war criminal, but I wanted to at least talk on his domestic policies, not his foreign. He was a decent president. Probably top 15, actually. Donald Trump was not good foreign wise. He was actually pretty shitty, but domestic wise, he exposed a lot of politicians, a lot of people. He exposed how the tax system works. He exposed a lot of things, but nothing will change. And I may get hated on for these views, but I'm not middle class or rich American. I'm just a dude that works a lot and works hard, but we still see things rising. I want to build a home someday, like a lot of people my age. I don't think rent should be nearly 2,000. for food or you pay for a house. And then even having kids, that's impossible for a lot of people nowadays. Dating is shit. It's out of the culture. I, I never thought the world would be like this 15 years ago. A lot of people are more mentally ill. A lot of people are just more easily swayed. They don't talk as eloquently. They don't talk as consistently. It's just a lot of propaganda, a lot of bullshit, and nobody talks about what we really need to be talked about. And even if they do, they're a small minority. It's just about blacks versus whites, men versus women. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of being. I'm just tired of the system. I'm tired of everything. Nothing is working. Nothing is getting better. And nobody wants to talk about it. They only want to talk about the newest car, getting laid, stereotypical American shit that has been going on since the 50s. Nobody and nothing has changed. The technology has, but the crimes are still the same. Old white people in power, useless wars that we didn't have to fight, and propaganda and fake awards to give to veterans that died for nothing. The veterans in Iraq died for nothing. They died for a lie. They were the terrorists. I know that's hard to hear, and I know you can call me evil. I don't give a fuck. We had no justification to invade Iraq. We had no justification to overthrow Saddam Hussein. That wasn't our business. We had no right to do that. Just like invading Afghanistan. They blamed Afghanistan for 9/11. It was Pakistan. We've been at war for nearly, what, 230 or 40 years, and we've only had a few peaceful years in between those wars. We're a bloodthirsty lot, and we will be our destroyers. You know, it's like Abraham Lincoln said, a house divided cannot stand. It's just too many people are too poor to actually pay attention. You know, they're just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive. It's hard. It's very hard. It makes you not want to hate. It makes you not want to be social. You're just in survival mode. Makes you not want to get the newest things, the newest iPhone. It's just all bullshit. It means nothing. They feed you poison in high school. They feed you poison in college. It's nothing. They don't tell you the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth. They don't want to hear all the lies they were fed for 18 years. We Americanize untruth and make it more fair for our country, or make us seem like the good guys. I just I'm just tired of it all. Makes you not really even want to do social media anymore. You know, because we were talking about doing videos the whole week, and I'm not excited to do a single one. Because none of it really seems to mean anything. Kind of makes life seem pointless, honestly. Like when you look past all the technology, all the nuances of humanity, we've come so far. But even over a million years later since we've come on this planet, we're still so fucking ignorant. We're still so greedy. We're still so mean to each other. We can't get past the differences of black and white, Mexican and brown, red. We kill each other at amazing rates. And nobody gives a fuck because unless it personally affects them, nothing will change. I don't know if there'll ever be another civil war. I don't know how much longer this country will exist. It can exist for another 10 years or another 100.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot what you said. I'll jump in a little bit. I'm pretty much agree to Tim about all this. I'm in my late 40s, and some of you that are in your late 40s and above, you probably know what I'm going to say here or understand what I'm saying. When I was younger, I grew up, and um, yeah, we had problems back in the 80s and 90s. But everybody seemed like we were still getting together, working things out. I remember the gun issue, and when I was a kid, I lived out in Arizona, and I saw, rifles in the back of pickup trucks on the gun racks. I never thought anything of it. We never did because 99.9% we thought, people, responsible for those guns and they were using it for hunting. And now, they started bringing the AR-15s or whatever guns, and now you're seeing kids getting a hold of that. Just seeing that recently, shooting at the schools. We never thought of that at all. And so see that, and then how things have progressed. And when I was a child, I thought this is the way things were going to be in the 80s, and that nothing's going to change. We thought, okay, technology is going to come in, and but I think it's not only politics, but technology, social media is really dividing people. We're getting away from the face-to-face communication, which I'm very, very upset about that in a way because I feel, our social skills are going out the door, and I'm a person I like to communicate in person or even by phone. I don't really like this. I don't mind the texting, but I can, can do without it, or going on Facebook and talking to people. And I mean, there's people that I used to know that were friends or family, and they're texting, and the person's like 5 feet from them, and that kind of thing. But back, what I'm saying is back, a long time ago, we just never thought any of this stuff. And but I agree. I think this world's just totally going the wrong direction, and there are times I get pissed off. I talk to my parents about this all the time, and there's times I'm like, I had it with this country. I want to get out of here too. And I
Well,
don't think it's going to change anytime
no,
soon.
it's not. The biggest problems that I feel are facing younger Americans is one, inflation.
I feel sorry for the young generation today coming into this crap. And uh, I actually knew a coworker, and he came up to me, and we talked a lot and about world issues, and he got really upset, and he has two 20 or close to about 30-year-old daughters. They were twins, and he goes to me, he goes, I hate this fucking world. I hate it. I don't like it. And the one thing I want to do for my daughters is just make them happy and safe. And then they sat there and basically said, or he basically said, I hate saying this, but I just feel really bad that I brought them in this world. And I told him, I said, there's not much you can do. You just show that you love and care
Well,
for your
if
daughters. But
you here's how you can make this country better. One, you allow for more than a two-party system. It would be more fair. One, you put limitations on the terms of judges, senators, and House of Representative members, and that goes for state level too. There's not a fair way to run this country if those people can stay in longer than four fucking presidents. That's ridiculous. And that's not to mention if those presidents get a second term, that could be nearly 30 fucking years. as almost as long as I've been alive. I'm 27. You want to get rid of mass shootings, school shootings. One, you actually learn about mental health and don't ignore it like this country does. This country still spins the macho man, Randy Savage bullshit where you tough everything out, men can't cry. Just, I don't know, it just gets you. There's too much wrong with this country to actually mention it. But you ban all guns. I know, shocker, how un-American of me, but all these kids are getting these fucking guns. Why don't we do what Australia did? You know, they may not have our populations, but they're just as big as this country is, mostly. They banned all guns, and shocker, they don't have school shootings. Shocker, they don't have fucking gangs shooting each other. Shocker, they don't have a lot of inner city violence. I mean, they do have a lot of shitty animals.
Yeah.
But term limits, inflation, fix the housing market, no longer sell land to other countries or let major corporations control the housing market by buying up all the houses and selling at insane rates or renting at insane rates. I've seen both. Get mental health care to a lot more people. Train cops more. They only get they get less training than a barber. I mean, come on. We just need better cops. We need a better system. We need people that can actually get the care they need, that to actually get the medicine that they need. There's no reason why health companies can sell medicines at high prices that a lot of people can't afford. You're letting a lot of people die. It's like natural selection. Oh, they have diabetes, let them die. You know, it's just disgusting. I don't think we should be able to privatize that shit, but we have, and it probably will stay because nobody really wants to change the country. All they want to do is talk to get elected and keep the status quo because that's how they make money. They accept bribes. They accept lobbying for bullshit that they don't care about. All they do is talk. All this country does is talk. And whenever someone like me brings it up, oh, why don't you go to another country? I wish I could. Will you pay for my ticket? Will you pay for my immigration? Because I would do it the legal way. I wouldn't jump over a fucking border. I don't know. It's like every other country that takes itself seriously, like Poland, they're very serious about that shit. They'll arrest you just like that. But here, we let them in. We give them free shit. And they don't even like America. They send the money back to their homeland. They hate this country. But I don't I don't really have anything else to say because it won't change anything. People will call me un-American. They'll call me un-American for saying that we shouldn't have guns, that we shouldn't have restrictions. It's against the Second Amendment. We don't even know what the Second Amendment was for. It wasn't for everybody to have a gun. What it was is for us to have a strong army. That's what the fuck it was. We won't have police reform because they have the unions and they justify every cop who shoots any black, brown, anybody, even white. Cops have a lot of power and they want you dead. If they want to rape you, they can, and they'll get a paid vacation for it. But people will still suck a cop's ass because they respect the badge, even though it means nothing. We're just a failing system. The military isn't being used the right way. Where the fuck does the money go? We have all this high tech.
I know. So I'm trying to figure.
But our military is talking about letting trans people in. Why are you letting people in with a mental illness?
Yeah.
You can think
Well, a lot of you've pretty much summed it up. It's like you said. I don't think anybody's going to do anything. It doesn't matter, what the politicians are doing. I feel like they're in their own little worlds anyway. No matter if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, it all works together and you have presidents, but then you also got to realize, you got the Congress and everybody, they have to make the decisions and stuff, and not just the president, so it's all a whole. But yeah, if we don't clean up this country, which again probably will never happen, I think it's going to go downhill. We're all going to be attacking each other down the road, and crime's going to go way up as we're seeing that. I see that all the time in Chicago, um, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. It's all talk, 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 um, and and what's even sad is there's not the politics. To me, it's like the politicians don't care. The ones that do care are the community, like you and I, everyday normal person. I see people that are trying to get out there, try to help the community. They do all these different things and try to rehabilitate on their own without politicians, and they're trying to make a difference. And it seems like they're not getting away. It's not because of them. It's because they tried doing it, and then a politician will come in and shut them down. And there's a lot of that going on in the city of Chicago, and with
Any politician that has ever cared for this country and has ever tried to make it better, or any community leader that was ever very important, at least historically, maybe not in the last few decades, but historically, when those criteria meet, they get assassinated. Or when they preach about a certain thing, they can get assassinated. Obviously, there's notable exceptions. Harvey Milk, John Lennon, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, JFK, RFK. When you talk about a certain message and you actually want this hope, not the fake hope that Barack Obama talked about. Although, to be fair, he was stonewalled by his own party and the Democrats. I think he was too nice. He compromised too much. He was too nice of a man. And sometimes you don't need that in politics. Sometimes you gotta get hard. It's like
yeah,
LBJ. I don't personally like the man, but he did try to do a lot good domestically. Foreign wise, he was an asshole. I mean, this dude, he made Vietnam 10 times worse. He escalated it further. And it took all the way until Nixon to shut it down. No, it actually outlasted Nixon, actually. Nixon promised in his campaign in '69 that he would shut it down. And it took until '75, a year after he resigned, to get it to finally end. My point is that whether they're famous or not so famous, like a lot of people won't know who Harvey Milk is, but he was a superintendent of the city of San Francisco, and he was assassinated because he was an openly gay man trying to get rights for gay people, which I applaud. That's awesome. But he got killed because people didn't like it. They're very homophobic. People are still homophobic and bigoted, and they're still racist, and they're still fucking shitty. Police still profile. They still have police brutality, and as long as they have qualified immunity, which I forgot to bring up, nothing will change. As long as these politicians and leaders still have qualified immunity, nothing will change. Stay the same. And as long as they have no limitations, it will still stay the same. Which is what Donald Trump is fucking talking about. But people act like he wants to be a dictator. I don't think he's that stupid. I mean, I've been surprised before, but with the way he talked about politicians, because he's a businessman. Of course he's a greedy asshole. You have to be a good businessman.
right,
But he exposed all the donors and all the politicians that do the same shit. A lot of Hillary Clinton's friends do it. She did it. Bill Clinton did it. I'm pretty sure the Obamas did it. Like, there's ways that they know how to not pay as much. I'm paying a lot more in taxes than I did 5 years ago.
yeah,
Somehow,
too.
somehow we're back in Iraq after a couple years of living. I'm surprised we're not back in Afghanistan, even though the you probably could, you know, if you're just like, hello, you know, I don't meet too many people that are like, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? Because if you don't bring it up, nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
But I can't tell you how many fist fights Christians or even some Muslims try to get in if you say their God isn't real or you talk shit about Muhammad, even though he married a 9-year-old, and they try to claim, oh, it was normal at the time. I'm like, really? How many famous historical figures married a 9-year-old as a grown ass man? Now, I do respect Jesus, so I ain't gonna say anything negative. He has some good lessons. But that's only one. A lot of the
Yeah.
people in that religion did do a lot of shitty things. The Crusades, the pedophilia in the Catholic Church, the imprisonment and killing of Galileo, the torturing of the Aztecs and the Incas, just horrible shit. A lot of the missionaries that killed a lot of Africans, things that haven't been apologized for that should, especially in Uganda. Millions died of AIDS because they said AIDS is bad, but not quite as bad as condoms. I just, we have the Library of Congress in our fucking hands. You can look up anything you want to.
Yeah, we do.
But people choose to be ignorant. They're like, oh, there's a God. I'm like, which one? There's been so many religions. There's been so many fucking gods. What makes your God any better than anybody else? Huh? What makes it better than Thor? What makes it better than Odin? What makes it better than Zeus? What makes it better than fucking Amarantha? What makes it better than Aphrodite? What makes it better than any other fucking religion? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
We're so fucking ignorant. And I'm not claiming that I don't have my own ignorance. I do, but I'm smart enough to recognize that. Unfortunately, this country is fucked. My mother's dating a Christian. He's a good guy, but, you know, he's a loud, ignorant Republican. And unfortunately, you know, we almost got in a fist fight because I just don't believe in God. And he was offended by that. He's like, you don't believe in God? And I'm like, no. I'm agnostic. I don't claim to know there's a God. And I don't think there's any proof for one. If there is one, fine. I won't know until I'm dead. And you won't know that you're dead. You'll be asleep, just like you were for billions of years before you were born, and before and after. Billions of years after you're dead. There'll be empty space. You'll go back into the ground. Evolution is the best theory we got. The Big Bang theory is the best that we got. We know that the universe is expanding. We know or haven't found any other life form. And we've been through a lot of galaxies. We've discovered thousands of mini planets, big planets, thousands of stars, and we still have not found any evidence. We've discovered black holes and parallel universes. If you have a parallel universe, you know. I'll give Stephen Hawking some credit. Maybe he had a point. I'm not really an expert on it, but there's never been any proof of aliens. There's never been any proof of any God or any religion. It's just, I don't know how to word it. Humans choose to stay ignorant.
Yeah.
If
With that.
if you are a Republican, you are a sexist, racist Nazi. If you are a Democrat, you are a snowflake, a pedophile, a mentally ill piece of shit. If you are black, you're a gang banging thug. You're a thief. You're a coward who jumps other people. If you're white, you are every evil we've ever been seen.
Right.
And in the 40s and 50s, you needed hard evidence that they were your husband was pretty much killing you to get a divorce. Doesn't matter if the guy cheated, but if the girl cheated, no, not gonna save you. That's what they would do back then if a woman was smart.
Yeah.
If she could solve and do things in school, what an evil bitch, but she went. And the only reason why I brought up the false accusations, even though I'm defending women now, is because I try to look at all things rationally. Women do have a lot of power. They mostly get child support, they mostly get alimony, they mostly initiate divorces. It's very rare that the man can. And I get that a lot of rapists aren't arrested. I get that, but the fact that you can accuse a man without any evidence and put him in jail, and even if he's not convicted, you can ruin his life. The fact that you can do that with no proof is fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah.
The fact that you could get your little girlfriends to accuse one man, and then you could later just say, "Oh, I'm sorry," say he killed himself. There's been cases like that, and then you come out and apologize, and you feel really bad for being an evil bitch. Nothing will happen to you. They always say, "Oh, it's a crime to falsely report that shit," but they are never punished. They are never sued, and the man is just left destroyed. If that happened to me, I'd probably. And I knew I was going to jail, and she was laughing. I probably killed a girl honestly. Like I probably would. Because if someone destroyed my life's work, my future, everything was taken from me. Everybody hates me. I'd probably do it. I really would. Because your life's ruined anyways. You have nothing. You might as well either kill yourself. Nobody will ever look at you the same again. Nobody will ever respect you. Nobody will ever love you. And you're just supposed to forgive her. Fuck that. I'm not that forgiving. You destroy my life, I destroy you. And I'm not talking about like if I deserved it, fine. That's one thing. But if I was totally innocent and you just were that evil to fucking hurt me, that's insane because you just destroyed my life. I'm gonna destroy yours. And even if I don't kill you, I'll beat the shit out of you. I think people should be able to do that. A lot of black men have been falsely arrested and accused and murdered by the police and put in prison for years. Don't you hear all these stories of them finally becoming innocent 30 years later?
Yeah. I hear that all the time.
Yeah, maybe they'll get some money, but their victims are never compensated. Look at Emmett Till. Whenever a girl says, "Oh, believe all women," I'm on Emmett Till. They're like, "Fuck you." A 14-year-old boy falsely accused of whistling at a white woman. It's the only case. It's the only case you have to bring up. They'll be like, "Oh, that's different. He wasn't killed by the woman. He wasn't put in jail." I'm like, "No, but he was murdered by a bunch of fucking racists, and it was her fault. And she got away for scot-free, and she laughed about it. And she got to die peacefully." There are people in his family that are still alive that had to watch her live for years. What about the Central Park Five?
Yeah.
They still had to do jail. Yeah, maybe they got a little compensated, and maybe the girl apologized for. What about that one author that wrote a book about a black man raped her, and they got the wrong guy, and she had to issue him an apology, and her book had to stop being printed. Do you know that case?
Yeah.
I can't remember the
I do.
name.
I just no. I can't remember the name.
And the dude forgave her. He was like, I don't think she meant to. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. She still ruined your life. Fuck that bitch. She's evil.
Hmm.
Even if she was legitimately raped, which I think she was, she still ruined your life. One evil action doesn't begot another. She is still evil for what the fuck she did. She falsely accused an innocent man. It doesn't matter if the other man was black. You didn't have any evidence. You didn't have any proof besides he was black and he was a man. That's fucking evil.
Yeah, that is.
And those are based off of theoretical too. Why is it that we can't have civilian boards that look after cops, that look after civilians?
lot of jobs are now doing part time, so they don't have to cover all that. All right. Yeah, it's pretty much um, everything that he said. I pretty much agree with, and I just hope I'm gonna wrap this up, and I just want to, I just hope down the road things will get better. But as we know, it probably won't with all these issues going on, and it just takes everybody to work together and make things work. But if we don't do that, no matter who we are, what we believe in, politicians, whatever, it's not going to change. And I wish sometimes America would look at other countries and see, what they do. Why don't, some of these countries have so much low crime rates, and here in America, like Chicago's got high. What are we doing wrong? Are we doing anything? Are we looking at what other cities are doing and that kind of thing, or even jobs and homeless and how we treat our veterans? But we just don't do that, I guess. And but I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and I hope everybody understands what we were talking about. And you could agree with us or you could disagree with us, but it just gives everybody a light, you know, what's going on, and it's the truth of what we see and what we hear. But that was Tim, and I'm Greg, and I hope everybody has the rest of the day. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next time.